Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. In the name of Jesus. I don't know how it will happen, but the area that Rev Mark has gone is the capital area. It was talked about. I think I had an encounter, and since as he was sharing last night, I keep on praying. I said, Lord, let me understand this clearer and clearer. I know from revelation an ordinance of deeper relationship. There are things you don't tell people until you close the door. And there are also things you don't tell people until you lock closed door. Before you tell them, you go and check whether somebody is peeping. If you're a father, you've not done it to your son, start. Because family destinies are built on secrets. Through revelation, life of children are patterned to be unique. If it is not light, I will not be strong. If it's not what I see, I can't be focused. If it's not what I know, to be unique will be difficult. Each time it looks like I'm getting tired. Like I said the other time, he will play something back. He will play it back. There are several brightness. Sometimes, if you don't know source, you might find it difficult to separate intensity of light. When Reverend David was sharing, he said, there are a school of men. That's what you said. As long as, I believe in PhD. But I will do nothing with it. It hurts me when I see a man of God, after writing his name, you come at the back and say PhD. I make mockery of that. Is he trying to tell me that it is that thing he had to his name that made him who he is? If you know the road he followed to that place, he won't put that thing in his name. PhD is only 3 years. Huh? Yes. And then a man of God went and put PhD in his name. What does it mean? You preach for 30 years, somebody, you want to put PhD in your name. These are things children go. Some children read straight. Degree, masters. 30 years is even far. Some are getting at 27. I know some children that their parents raised them graduate at the age of 19. If a girl is 19 years as a graduate, PhD, why won't she have PhD at the age of 25? And then a man of God who men respect around the world went and put PhD in his name. I don't understand. This is somebody who should build a university. And then be producing PhD. How does Ojedebo put PhD in after having 3 universities? I don't understand. So there are things where things that men teach. I want to do something. I'm going to, because of the time I'm looking at, I'll do it within a very short time. Continue from what he has already done, what Rev David started, what Mark started. I'm not going far away from that. But I want to do point. I want to point out something. I want to point something and I leave you with it. Why I do point is because each time I say I want to point, then I'm not going to stay long. When I say look at it, then I will leave you. Praise God. Father, thank you because of this chance. Be glorified in Jesus' name. I want to share just that short time on improving the value of your blood. Improving the value of your blood. Reverend David said that blood is a congealed light. Is it what you said? Can we clap our hand for it? Such thought. And then Reverend Victor Marx said that when a spirit want to come to the earth or want to establish a throne, he comes to the earth to get the blood of men. About 12 years now, I was in Jerusalem and we stopped at Eliot. We slept there one night and in the evening I came out of Nirvana, the hotel we slept in, to a mall to buy something. I had dollars. I went to 2 malls. Something I will never forget happened. The first mall I met, I met a Jewish girl that's like about 9. She was the storekeeper. So I saw what I wanted to buy, and I told her that come, I want to buy this. She said to me, if you want to buy this, you're going to speak Hebrew. She told me that in English. Nine years. She said it's only if I speak Hebrew that she will sell it to me. I look at an overwhelming arrogance and I walked away. This guy used English to tell me this. That if I can't talk to her in Hebrew, that she doesn't need me. She doesn't need my money. That should leave their shop. That is a blood. Huh? Huh? That is a blood. That is a packaging of treasure. Small girl, about 9. Then I went to another shop, a bigger supermarket. I came into a very beautiful supermarket, clean. I I went to the lady. I said, I want to buy something. She said, what do you have? I said, I have dollars. She said, we don't accept dollars. You need to get shekel. She still told me that in English. And I know that I have to buy it. Say, well, if you tell us just to favor you, you can buy in dollars, but don't buy anything more than $200. I don't want to say okay. Just these small children that are rats are so arrogant. Then I now know why God, the Lion of Judah, will never come from Hebrew land. That blood, the blood that made those girls behave that way, can reveal the lion. Maybe, I don't know what I said very well. Can't? No. That strength they have need wisdom. Because the store was open. That strength need. And sometimes that is also what we suffer around here. Sometimes we overflog strength. Somebody's talking as if though is bigger than himself. I think with this that a young man came to me and he was trying to tell me something. He was shaking. I look at somebody that needs so much help. Somebody that needs so much help, filled with so much of arrogance. And if you look at him, you know that he's starving. But pride will not allow him to get help. And the way he is reveals that he needs so much help. That he needs so much help. One of the greatest opportunity life provides for us is to improve the value of our blood. I think that is the greatest. And the blood value can only be improved through light. Different form of light affect differently. Let me say it again. Different form of light affects our blood values differently. I'm not going to stay long in this sharing because of the next program. But I know that I am going to go back to this somehow before the program runs out. And of course, you know that this program will run out when? Next tomorrow. And tomorrow is just Thanksgiving service. There will be no morning section. And even that last day is still part of women and youth season, so it's still limited. So I'm going to find a way. Don't feed your blood with lesser light when you have opportunity for higher light. What I said is why we still have sicknesses that are incurable. They call them terminal. What is sustaining terminal diseases on earth is feeding men's blood with inferior light. Why men have not become as rich as God wants them to be is the impediment of feeding their blood with light that cannot shield from death. As far as I'm concerned, what I'm sharing, if it's in the word, I think you should pray to hear. Something happened in the birth of Jesus. It's a mystery. God didn't want Joseph to be part of Jesus' conception for only blood reason. Only, did you hear what I said? For only what? For only blood reason. If you are a woman and you want to get married, I would like you to look up. Study the generation impartation of your husband people into brightness. Improve the value of his blood. So Christ, the light of the world, improved the value of the blood of the man Jesus through his light. There's something I want to review that is serious. One of the books I'm going to make this year, if I go by God's grace, I will make a book on God rules through complications. Let me say again, whatever men understand, they will destroy it. No amount of prayer can shield Satan from destroying something he has access to. So in chapter 5 of the book of Revelation, to make the blood of the Lion of Judah immortal, that blood was encapsulated in a sealed book. The life was encapsulated in. And then that voice started shouting. He said, who shall open it? And then John started crying. And then a voice said, the Lion of Judah has prevailed. He has prevailed to open the book and loose the seal, because he was slain. Let me say this about blood. The most important form of learning is cheap nature or uncivilized minds. They don't find it, they struggle with living something they don't understand. So they jump into it. Even when that thing has ruled. Even when that thing is you depending on strength to rule, they still try to neglect it. Or they still try to talk against something that is already ruling. Because they don't understand complication, that power is in complication. Why gold cannot be on the surface is because gold is not meant to be assessed by ordinary people. And that defines his what? In the book Reverend David talk about, in the book Sacred Strength, there is something I insisted on in that book I want to bring out. I wrote that book from revelation. I had an encounter with the Lord before I wrote it. And I want to bring back the one sentence that produced that book. I just had something and I produced 10 chapter book from it. To God be glory. In 17 of Matthew, in the encounter of transfiguration, Moses and Jesus and Elijah appeared equal in that part. Yet these three had parents. These two had parents. Elijah had father and mother. Also Moses. I want to solve a problem for you, because it bothered me. It has bothered me until I know Sacred Strength. I asked God, I said, if Moses and Elijah were in the order of Jesus, why did Jesus have to go through virgin birth? Now the Lord said to me, he has to go through virgin birth not because he was actually better than Moses and Elijah, but because he had a short time for impartation. If you're hearing me, the major assignment of light in your life is in my book on family deliverance. Is that light helps to destroy the evil in your blood. It is through light that poverty ends. The poverty in the blood. It is through light that sicknesses that are in the blood end. It is through light that marriage delay ends. It is through light that divinity clothes perishability. So there is no form of deliverance that is more tangible or palpable than impartation. But while you are eating meal, be very watchful about what you're taking in. No matter how insignificant light is, it is better than darkness. But it is not every light that can keep men away from death. Anybody that must not die must have his blood visited by a form of revelation that has power to end death in the blood. I don't know what I said it very well. Did I say it very well? So why will you leave a book that has ability to kill 1,000 germs in your blood and you're wasting your time with meal and boom? The other day we were praying there and somebody said, I said, what about all the noblemen of the Igbo land that can make contact with light, that can bless us? Somebody said, Wolo Senka. I mean, Chinua Achebe. If the light of Chinua Achebe has ability to keep death away, has what it takes to transform his blood, Chinua Achebe will not die that way. He will not even die a poor man. This camp. I told him, I said, I didn't come here ordinary. And you know that my time for another level has come. And I told him, I said, I will never be ordinary man in this camp, because I'm not. I told him I have passed the level of being ignored. What I'm asking him, he has not answered, but he will. I want you to hear. From Galatians chapter 4, 1 to 7. Hear me. Don't worry about writing, look up here. But it's not enough to make great. I mean, B-I-R-T-H. It's not enough. So background should not be excuse. If your family is not blessed, you still have chance in impartation. But may God favor you. Let me say again. I say, if I don't care where you came from or what people are telling you about your family story, it's not necessary. Since you're still living, may God connect you to light that can change your foundational story. You see, because it is possible. I don't know when I'm saying something. If the Holy Ghost birth of Jesus had not made him different from Elijah and Jesus, I think we still have opportunity. Those of us who have father and mother. Thank you, Shepherd. You're looking at me like that. Long period. Moses have to spend 80 years to achieve something Jesus achieved in 30. Elijah has to stay with it until he was old, because he was fighting two foundations: the corruption in the blood of his father and that of the mother. So it made 30 plus 30 of Jesus into 80 of Moses. Use the first 40 years of his life to fight root. The root and confusion of his family. And then Moses ran away and continued another 40 years in the wilderness to finish with that of the father, and then became a god. This is something Jesus achieved in 30 years because he fought only one foundation. So there is nothing that a man can achieve on earth that is more important than allowing living light to change his blood story, and continuously. But why you are taking in the light? Why you're taking in the light? Be very careful about the type of light you're taking. Do you know why we don't do street fight? Why we don't do street fight is whatever that made a man great, we fight for him. Somebody, maybe you don't know how much that generator, the quantity of gas that generator drink. And it's on, it has been on since 7. It continue to be on and excused. On again. Time will allow me to go with this because we have to start the program. But I would like you to hear. When the lamb was slain, there was one knife for 2 deaths. Yes, one knife for 2 deaths. No, we've been talking about it. One, the only knife the church is talking about is the knife of the lamb. But God will not cut 2 times and finish his cutting. But in that chapter 5, it was 2 people that died. Now, when that death was confirmed, eyes came out of blood. Eyes came out of blood. 7 eyes came out of blood. Now, when you hear 7 eyes, the 7 eyes, you know, God, as the Lion of Judah, is the only spirit that have a rotational head. If you're here and you can rotate your head, can you stand up? That is, if you stand now, you keep on turning your head. Can you stand up and do it? Now, to have 7 eyes is to receive ability to rotate your head. Huh? To rotate your head. That is having 7 eyes. And it is only a man that have the blood of God. Please. Antolieri zoyi zandara evidus. There is nothing called God's blood. Pay attention to me. Jesus didn't have the blood of God. He had the blood of man, a carpenter's blood. The only thing that was different was that blood was protected by Christ from birth. And then there was gagging to keep that blood away from infiltrations of other light. From infiltrations of other light. That is why in 24:27 he said he was protected from taking from other light. Some people here are still struggling with staying with a particular light. But Jesus was gagged to stay with a particular form of light. Sometimes learning so many things is as precarious as not learning anything at all. Just as illiteracy is dangerous, confusion in learning is also dangerous. Tell someone to clap hand for what I just said. Somebody said the man has 28 degrees. I said, you are a madman. You are as foolish as somebody who didn't go to school. Somebody studied MBBS and became a doctor and said, now I want to be a teacher. I want to do law. He went to study law. After studying law, he started political science. He showed them. He said, we acquire knowledge. You don't need to acquire every knowledge. Now, acquiring every knowledge, you still white death reigns. If you take in light, you don't need to take in. You will corrupt your blood. And then you give Satan chance to hurt you. Now, that rotation of Jesus' head, now is what made him a God. Jesus' head had ability to rotate because he was gagged. I said he was gagged. If you look up here now, I will tell you something. Thank you for listening. I'm going to be true. The glory of your life is in the dimensions you can see. As I'm looking straight here, like this, I can still see Reverend Victor Mark and Reverend David. And I can still see Pastor Emadi's side. That means I can see 180. I can see 180. I'm looking at Deacon Chukwu and police, but I'm seeing a Pastor Emma. And I'm seeing Reverend David. And if I stretch, I could see Pastor Caleb Fentley. Are you getting it? Huh? Now, if I see Pastor Caleb Fentley, I can still see the drummer. Those who are there also Fentley. Now, I can see if you get 180, add for me 130 here. Add for me 30 here. I have 180 plus 60, making it 240. Now, all the great men of the earth knows the value of stretching to see their back. Let's leave it. Can I ask you to stand? I will continue with it. Praise the Lord. Are you blessed? And what people are you ready? And youth, who is ready? So who am I clapping for? Let's start clapping so that we can know those who are coming. So clap, Pastor Emma is coming.